What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming at you with another haul video. I was finally able to get around to the different comic shops today, 3 total. Unfortunately, because I didn't pick up the New Mutants was one of them, and a couple other ones that I wanted the variant covers on in hopes that the latter ones I would go to would have them. I went without, but alas, I'll pick them up eventually. But anyway, so here's some of my hauls, and I also have an unboxing from an auction I won on a live auction on YouTube here recently. Shout out to Big Will, who mailed that to me today, so I'll be unboxing that in just a little bit. First off, we got Amazing Spider-Man 37. Haven't really been digging the Spider-Man series lately. Been just kind of hanging on there. Hopefully it would get better. So we're going to give it a couple more issues and we'll see how it goes. But didn't really like the 2099 thing at all. Batman 86 got the Matina variant cover. Really cool with Deathstroke on there. As comic covers often do, they often overpromise and underdeliver. The Deathstroke fight, spoiler alert, but the Deathstroke fight in there was only a couple of panels, whereas the cover would lead you to believe the whole issue surrounds that. Looking forward to this new art in Batman. Everybody else kind of hates on Tom King. I don't really have a beef with him. Thought he drug things out a little bit, but hey, Donny Cates does that too. So, in my opinion, just one man's opinion, but anyway, I pretty much liked his work. So, also got Marvel's X #1. If you've seen it in my other videos, I was able to meet Jim Kruger and pick up some of his books. Be sure to check out the review I did on his independent title that him and Welby did on The No Ones, which is one of my other videos. Picked up another copy of Detective Comics 1000. This is the 1980s Frank Miller version. Last week I got the Jim Steranko version signed. I have the Jim Lee version signed. So I'm going to get all the different versions and hopefully get the cover artist to sign them at some point, and then I'll have a set. We'll see how that goes. X-Force #5. This is probably my favorite of the X-Men titles. There's enough story, there's enough action going on in this title each and every issue to keep you interested. The artwork's okay too, so it goes to be a good combination. Oblivion Song, Oblivion Song #23. Really like this. It took me a while to get into the artwork on this, but the story grabbed me long enough to be able to get with the artwork on this. If you haven't picked it up, one of the good things about Image is that they will do an inexpensive first volume trade paperback, and so you can get that and see if you kind of like it. But really interesting storyline there. Also another one, Gideon Falls. Not much on horror. I haven't been picking up any of the DC Black Labels or anything like that a lot of people have been raving about, but got into Gideon Falls after a couple of comic shops suggested or recommended them to me, and I've been picking up every single issue ever since. Fallen Angels #5. Of all the new X titles, Excalibur was the first one to go. Matter of fact, I picked up the first issue. Went back and I almost let Marauders go, but went back, picked them up, but it's still on the fence for me, even though I know a lot of people like Marauders. But Fallen Angels, I was liking it, but this last issue and then this one, I'm just kind of, So it might be on the chopping block next. Kind of late because had to get the comic shop to. A lot of the comic shops that I go to don't really carry the Valiant titles. Obviously, they got to carry what is sold, and it's on me because I haven't been subscribing at the comic shop and putting it on my pull list every month. But had to get them to back order this Bloodshot #4, and because Bloodshot 5 comes out next week, so I'm a little late to the game in that, but pretty good story. Seeley that writes the story is actually the one that done my Bloodshot and Rye sketch cover variant that I like to talk about and show off all the time. So now for the unboxing. So as I mentioned, I was on a comic book auction with Big Will and JB, and threw it out there and picked this one up. And the funny thing was, I was just about to email Big Will and say, hey man, you did get my payment, right? So hey, where's my comic book? But luckily when I got home today, it was here and I didn't have to do that. See, I showed a lot of self-will and willing to wait to do this video and unbox this in front of you. So I hope you appreciate it. The way you can show me that you appreciate it is smashing that like button and also subscribing to the channel. Because normally, as soon as I would have got home, I'd have been like a kid on Christmas. Been tearing into this thing. Well, Big Will, you did wrap it pretty well. Got a lot of bubble wrap here, always good, because this is a CGC book. This is one that I've been seeing at cons, and it was kind of on the wish list, but not the top of the wish list. And so when Big Will was doing that auction, I said, hey, must be meant to be. So I picked it up for a pretty good price, I feel like. And it was already CGC, so all the better. So this is Wolverine number 8, and this is the one with him and Joe Fixit on the cover. It's a 9.4. Excuse me, you know, but a lot of people are like 9.8, 9.8. Look, if I can get a 9.2 to a 9.8, I'm good. Especially on just, you know, medium-sized book. You know, now if it's some of these older X-Men that I'm still got on my wish list that I'm kind of marking off, a little as we go along, you know, I'll take a 2.5 or a 5 or something to that nature. But this is 1989. Wasn't that long ago, despite what my kids might say. Chris Claremont story. So, John Buscema art. I believe that John Buscema, and I might not be pronouncing this right, correct me in the comments down below if I'm not, but I think he's the one that did the iconic Silver Surfer and Thor cover. Says back cover pinup by Rob Liefeld, Mr. Liefeld. So this was one of the things the early Wolverine's done. There's another one, I forget what issue it is, that has the Todd McFarlane Wolverine on the back. But this is Mr. Liefeld. You know, it's amazing that there's no patches. That was a pun. Wolverine's nickname, one of them was Patch. Yes, that was a dad joke. But white pages. So, kind of looking at this cover, see if there was anything. Okay, up there at the top. Little crease there. 9.4, I dig it. Well, that's all I've got for now, folks. If you like this video, be sure to check out the other ones on my channel. And if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button and think about subscribing to the channel. And until next time, keep reading and keep collecting.